You know, in ancient Egypt, there was this thing. And it wasn't just a monster, not just some demon. No, this was the ultimate threat to existence itself. We're talking about Apep, the Serpent of Chaos. And to really get a handle on him, you have to understand a totally different kind of evil.
You may think you understand primordial evil. You don't. Wow. I mean, that's a bold statement, right? But it perfectly captures what we're about to get into. Apep, or Apophis, if you want to use the Greek name, he completely forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew about darkness and evil. So let's just dive right in. Okay, first up, chaos before creation. To really get Apep, we've got to go back, way back, like before the beginning. See, he isn't some fallen angel or a spirit that went bad. He's something way more fundamental. He's the embodiment of uncreation. So the ancient Egyptians built their entire worldview on this concept called Ma'at. Think of it as the cosmic principle of order, truth, balance, and justice. It's what holds everything together. Well, Ap, he's the exact polar opposite. He's the entropy, the decay, that deep, dark void that's always trying to drag creation back into total nothingness.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because this is what separates Apep from, figures like Satan or other demons we're used to. Your standard demon, they're a rebel inside the system. They're part of creation, just the opposition. But Apep, he exists completely outside of it. His one and only goal is to unmake creation entirely. He doesn't want your soul. He wants to wipe out the very idea of a soul ever existing in the first place. Big difference.
And of course, his physical form was imagined to be every bit as terrifying as his purpose. We're talking about a massive, colossal serpent, over 16 yards long. Think about that for a second. With scales made of hard flint. Some stars even said his coils were just endless, that he literally encircled the entire world.
You have to remember, for the Egyptians, names had real power. I mean, to name something was to have a degree of control over it. So they gave Apep all these names: the Burner, the Striker, World Encircler. But this wasn't for worship, oh no. It was the complete opposite. It was a desperate, magical attempt to contain this force they were so deeply terrified of. Every single name was like a magical shackle, a binding spell.
All right, next section, the nightly war for dawn. This is where we move from the abstract ideas into the core of the myth. Because for the Egyptians, this wasn't just some philosophical concept. No, the fight against chaos was a real, honest-to-goodness physical battle that happened every single night. Just try to imagine that for a second. While you're sleeping, the entire fate of the universe is hanging by a thread. Every night, the sun god, Ra, he sails his solar boat through the underworld. They called it the Duat. And who's waiting there in the deepest, darkest part of that journey? You guessed it, Apep, lying in wait, ready to ambush him and swallow the sun whole. So here's how that nightly drama plays out. At sunset, Ra enters the underworld. For the first few hours, he's bringing light to the blessed souls of the dead. But then comes hour 7. That's the moment of truth. In the deepest darkness, Apep attacks. He tries to ground Ra's boat, to devour him, and to plunge the entire world into eternal, unending darkness. The battle rages for hours, until, finally, Apep is defeated, and Ra can be reborn at sunrise. But here's the thing. Ra doesn't fight this battle alone. Not by a long shot. He has this incredible crew on his side. You've got powerful goddesses of magic like Isis and Serpent, weaving spells. You've got another serpent god, Mihen, protecting Ra's cabin. Even the souls of the righteous dead pitch in. But the most important defender of all, the one standing right at the prow of the boat with a spear, well, that's the most surprising one of all. I just find this part absolutely fascinating. The main defender is Set. And get this, Set is the god of chaos, storms, and violence. This is the guy who murdered his own brother, Osiris. He is chaos, and yet, every single night, he's the one on the front lines, the main champion defending cosmic order from the ultimate chaos. The Egyptians really understood something profound here, didn't they? Sometimes it takes a bit of chaos to fight absolute chaos. All right, on to our next section, fighting the void. Because this cosmic battle, it wasn't just left up to the gods. Oh no, humans, right here on Earth, had a super important role to play. They were waging their own war against the void through their daily rituals. Priests in temples all over Egypt performed this ritual every single day. And you have to understand, this wasn't just symbolic for them. They believed their actions had a direct, real, magical effect on that cosmic battle raging in the underworld. I mean, look at these steps. Making a wax effigy, spitting on it, stamping on it, spearing it. This is visceral, violent magic. All of it designed to magically weaken the Great Serpent and help make sure the sun would rise again.
And, as you might expect, this cosmic struggle had some very real-world political uses. Any enemy of the state, foreign invaders like the Hyksos, or even rebels at home, they were just equated with Apep. They became agents of chaos. And what does that do? Well, it turns a political conflict into a holy war. Suddenly, destroying your enemies isn't just politics. It's a necessary act to preserve the entire cosmic order. Pretty clever, huh?
Okay, so this brings us to our final and maybe the most profound section, the necessary monster. It all boils down to one big question. Why did this monster even exist? If the gods were all-powerful, why didn't they just, get rid of him for good?
And that really is the central paradox of Apep, isn't it? He's defeated every single night. I mean, the texts say he's cut to pieces, he's burned, he's bound by magic, but sure enough, the very next night, he's back. Good as new, ready to fight again. He can never be truly, finally destroyed. So why? What's the point?
Well, it's because Apep wasn't just a snake. He represented something much deeper. On a simple level, sure, he was natural disasters, political unrest, the fear of the unknown. But on a metaphysical level, he was basically entropy, that scientific principle that says all ordered systems will eventually fall apart. And on a psychological level, he was the shadow, the darkness and the destructive impulses that exist inside every single one of us.
And that's the real insight here. Ultimately, Apep was necessary. His very existence defined its opposite. I mean, think about it. How can you even have a concept of order without the threat of chaos? How can you appreciate the light if you've never known darkness? Apep's constant, unending threat is what gave meaning to creation itself. It gave purpose to the gods, to humanity, to the whole shebang. He had to exist for the daily struggle to even matter.
And that's the thought I want to leave you with. This is the big takeaway. For the ancient Egyptians, the sunrise wasn't just some simple, predictable astronomical event. It was a victory, a hard-won battle. It was proof that, for one more day, order had triumphed over the void. It's a powerful reminder that creation isn't something that just happened once long ago. It's an ongoing struggle that has to be won again and again every single day.